So, Texans are ahead here in the game. Now, how many of you have heard of a screen pass? Everybody know what a screen pass is? The essential part of a screen pass is the defense is thinking it's pass. And so these guys all up front, the defensive linemen, which set play, these guys up here are thinking, okay, this is pass. So these guys, Joe Casey, these big guys right here are like, I'm going to get Deshaun and I'm going to him right now. And then what happens is these offensive linemen kind of get a little bit of a shot and they let these guys slip by. And then they go out to what's called the second level. So you got defensive lines first level, linebackers right here second level, and the secondaries third level. And so they let these guys slip by. Deshaun backs up, and you just slip it on out here to Lamar Miller, and he does something.
And the key is on a screen, the offensive linemen are trying to make the defensive line think that the defensive line is winning. They want the defensive lineman to believe that they're rushing the passer and that, oh man, I'm just having an awesome snap. I just beat this offensive lineman. That sucks those defensive linemen upfield towards the quarterback.
And there's nothing more frustrating for an offensive or for a defensive lineman than, I got the call, it's a screen! Dang it! Now, here's the thing. This is a screen, but this is a different kind of screen. We're going to, first of all, let's take a look at, and if you guys remember this from last year, we talked about personnel groupings, okay? So we talk about 11 personnel, or 12 personnel, or 22 personnel, or 21 personnel. And what we're talking about is the people that we want out on the field, okay? So what you see here is one running back, that's Lamar right here, okay? So we'll keep that in mind, one running back. And you see a tight end right here, Ryan Griffin, one tight end, okay? And you'll see one, that's Will, that's Bruce, and that's DeAndre. So you got one running back and one tight end, and you got the 3 wide receivers. Now, what kind of personnel? Does anybody remember what kind of personnel we call that? How many running backs? No, how many running backs?
One.
How many tight ends? One. Okay, we got one running back, one tight end. One. So we'll call that 11 personnel. Now, why don't you call it 113? Well, you don't have to because you do the math. There are 5 eligible receivers, okay? 5. And so Lamar's 1, and he's the other got to be 3. So as soon as you hear 11 personnel, these guys know they got to go in the game, okay? So the Texans are in 11 personnel with Lamar and Ryan. And Bruce started over here, and then he motioned over here. We call this right here, see how these guys are kind of clustered together? We call it a bunch. Now, the key with the bunch right here is that you hope that you're going to take these 3 guys and you're going to cross them. Like Will might go inside, Ryan might go over here, and Bruce might start here and then go there. And the whole thought is that you get these guys all screwed up, okay? So you want these guys running all crossways out of the bunch, and then you hope these guys get lost, and then Ryan Griffin sneaks right over here and he's open for a touchdown, okay? So that's what these guys are thinking. They're thinking, all right, bunch route, we're going to cover these guys and not lose them, and we'll be okay. But here's the problem. We're going to keep guy this guy and this guy. So the Titans are in man coverage. What is man coverage? What's the difference in man and zone? Anybody remember? What's the difference in man coverage or zone coverage? Who knows? Who has kids? Who has kids? Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Man, they're one-on-one.
Right?
They go to an area.
Very good.
Yeah.
Excellent. If I had a door prize, I'd give you one. Okay? We do have door prizes? Yes.
Woo!
Oh, yes. All right. All right. Then I'll let you give that. That was, what's your name?
30.
Thank you very much. That's exactly right. Now, NFL man zone coverages get a little bit more complicated, but not really right here. Okay? Williamson, you can see his eyes. Look at his eyes. He's looking right at Griffin. Okay, so he's got him. Inside corner is going to take Bruce because he came over with him in motion. So there, and you got man here. So these 3 guys are going to play man on the bunch. So these guys are all matched up. Okay? Wesley Woodyard, he's got eyes on Lamar, and this corner's got eyes on DeAndre. Now, this safety right here is just going to float. Okay? So he's going to play free. And basically what he's looking for is any route he can jump in here, or if Deshaun decides that he's going to scramble, then he can be a guy that keeps an eye on Deshaun. Okay? So we call this cover 1. Man free. All these guys are playing man, and he's playing free, okay? So we're going to run a version of a screen using the bunch and that man coverage, and we're going to use it against them. And the target is right here. Now, these guys right here cannot go block him, but knowing that if these three guys are in man, and you got these three guys, so these 3 plus 3, what's 3 plus 3? So if these 6 guys are all running this way, they don't have to block him, they just have to get in the way, right? That's all they have to do. So essentially, these guys are all going to provide a screen, basically, for Woodyard, who's going to cover Lamar. And in so doing, when they go across the formation, and they set that screen without even screening him, Lamar's going to leak out right over here, and he's going to be wide open. So this is a different kind of screen, and we'll take a look at what happens, and then we'll look at it from both sides. Now, you can see this safety right up here. As soon as the ball is snapped, what does he do? This is the power of DeAndre Hopkins. You can see when he moves, where's he going? He's afraid of that slant route that he got beat on earlier. Because remember DeAndre's catch? He got beat on that earlier. So now he's thinking, uh-oh, coach got mad at me earlier, Seth talked about. He's like, I'm cheating this way. So when he cheats this way, this play is as good as over. Okay? And so now you can see, watch these 3 guys down below. They go inside, see how Ryan kind of sets him up, kind of gets him, see little Ryan shake move right here? Watch Ryan right there, boom. See that? He kind of sets him up. And they all go inside. Look at Bruce. Watch Bruce right here. He shouldn't go hit Woodyard. He shouldn't. But he does.
Things are very confusing in that area of the field. Nobody, the refs don't. The umpire used to be standing right there.
Right.
Now the umpire used to be up here. Now he stands way back here.
Yeah.
And because of that, a lot of the stuff that happens in the middle of the field is a little bit of a no man's land.
And so now what happens here is Lamar kind of sells it too. Because Lamar, if you watch Lamar here, he sells it like he's going to block. And a lot of times what happens is when the running back blocks, the linebacker will add on to the rush. You know what that means when you add on? So the linebacker, and this happened in the Colts game last year, the perfect example. The pass rush came, and the Colts running back decided to help on Whitney Merciless. And so he turned his back and blocked, and when Bernard McKinney saw that, he stormed in after Andrew Luck. Sacked him, they had to punt the ball, we then got it, and then went into overtime. So Woodyard sees Lamar, and he's thinking, all right, that dude's blocking. And by the time he realizes that Lamar's not blocking, he gets ear-holed by Bruce. And you can see Woodyard kind of bumps him off too. But Woodyard sees him and he's like, oh. So Woodyard decides, well, I'll go ahead and hit him. I honestly don't think Bruce is going to block him. I think Bruce is trying to defend himself. But you can see what happens. Watch everybody go. Adoree Jackson gets lazy. All right. And they all go inside and it's done. And you can see, look right here, there's Adoree like, uh-oh. And now look at this simple throw. Lamar's wide open. Fastest guy is going to beat him to the corner.
You know what, John? I mean, watch that again. And this is what you do. You can. These guys will spend a half hour on one single play. Watch Bruce though. I think where he saved himself, he really is just kind of aiming for the inside hip, and then the backer gives him a shot.
Yeah.
So that's enough of a gray area. It doesn't look like he's going trying to block him. It looks just like he's getting knocked off his route.
Now here's one thing too, and this goes to Wesley Woodyard too.